again, and friends, happy days are here again. I've got to say, I'm feeling it in a big way. And hey, what do you say to my co-host, partner in crime, life partner in crime? Your wife might debate that, but I can't hate on it. Let's go with it. It's the one, the only, the 500 bench press pounding, chest beating, vanilla gorilla himself, Mr. Joey Fat.
What's happening, brother? It is a good day to be an American.
It is win after win after win.
Is this what it felt like? Is this what it felt like in the 80s? You know, when Reagan was president, we were just kicking the ever-loving shit out of everybody.
I mean, maybe. I was
I
alive.
feel like it's going to be better than that, right?
I was alive for it, but, how much do I actually remember about the Reagan administration? Very little.
Not much. I was held by George H.W. Bush as a baby. He did hold me.
I met Michael Dukakis at Buttonwood Park Zoo, and he gave me, this weird, bubble bath stuff.
Nice. Nice.
But that was Michael Dukakis. Then he got in that tank one day, and then that was it.
That was it.
That was his,
Yeah, that was his PR moment.
Yep, and, okay, you're not going to...
I'm going to wash up, and I'm going to wash up, and
yeah. And this race is done for you.
Yeah. Oh, man. No, it feels good. Today is a good day, Trav. I'm glad we're doing the show tonight. Welcome, everybody. It's good to be here. Good to be back. Obviously, the national championship is going on as we speak. I'm keeping one eye on that. No bets on it tonight for me because I don't know shit about college football, so I don't bet.
Right.
It is a grand day to be. It is the final day for me in my 30s. Tomorrow is my 40th birthday.
Jesus Christ. Well, let's give it up.
It is today was like the best pre-birthday present ever. Watching Uncle Donnie get sworn in, incident free, mind you, which I was very happy about.
How could you argue against that? Yeah, I mean, best pre-birthday ever, maybe.
It's up there, dude.
And it's right.
It's certainly up there.
Significant one for you. It's a milestone age.
Yeah.
Over the hill.
Yep. I mean, listen, I don't think 40's ever looked this good, but I'm working on it. So we'll see what happens. But
I'm 41 and I think I look better than you. So
listen. At the end of the day, I think Jennifer Aniston crushed us both when she turned 40. So
her and Marissa Tomei is still destroying everybody.
Marissa Tomei is just the bee's knees.
She's just amazing.
Unbelievable. Hasn't aged a day. It's incredible. But no, it was a great pre-birthday present. Watching Uncle Donnie get sworn in, watching him sign all these executive orders today, pardoning 1,500 J6 prisoners.
Thank you.
Political prisoners, which just God, I love that fucking guy.
He made good on it. He said he would, and he made good on a lot of things that he said he'd do day one. Not everything, but it's still only
day one. It's still going. He's still got till tomorrow at noon to me for that's day one. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Uncle Donnie, he ain't going to sleep tonight.
Oh no, it's a big party. I watched.
There's no party. It's all work for him now. He's grinding. He's grinding. That boy is grinding.
But he's having fun while doing it. It's got a party mentality for sure.
Absolutely. Did you watched, obviously, so you watched the inauguration
today. Watch it live. I worked earlier this morning, and then I took a nice 5-mile hike in this beautiful pre-snow little flurry that we had last night that didn't really amount to anything, but enough where nature looked gorgeous out there.
It was a very, how do you say, it was very picturesque snow.
Yes.
That didn't it was an ideal snow. It looked good. It looked cool. It was fun to go outside last night, play with my dog in it.
Yep.
But it didn't disrupt anything.
No,
at all.
From the morning, streets were fine.
It took me 3 minutes to clean off me and my wife's cars.
Yep.
Everything was melted, even though it only got up to 27 degrees. It was a nice snow. It was a very peaceful January snow, not that fucking usual Bible thumping blizzard that rolls through here seemingly every week, every year around my birthday. We get a fucking foot and a half of snow, and it's God damn it.
in
You know,
terms of
so
weather here. But yes, it was, as you said, undisruptive amount of snow. It was just like
yeah,
it's nice enough where it looks good.
perfect to go for a 5 mile hike out in the woods. Like that's a fucking
I didn't
excellent
slip and
use.
fall and break my fuck. I
Yeah.
nothing bad happened. It was nice, and there was barely any people out there. A few people with their dogs. One guy who's always got his husky out there. I gave that dog a big hug. I was like, "Oh, you're loving this weather." He's
Oh
like,
my
"Yeah, he
god, dude.
is."
My dog was loving it. She was outside last night just in all her glory.
Mm-hmm.
Like laying in it, rolling in it, frolicking, like biting it, just having so much fun.
Yeah.
It was great because my wife had today off, obviously because of the holiday. So we had, it was nice to have a Monday holiday with the wife because she, Sunday night, I have Sunday Mondays off. She has, when she gets a Sunday Monday off, it's a great time for us. And then we get a nice little like 3 to 5 inch dusting of snow. It's just fun enough to go outside and enjoy, but not enough to fucking ruin my day. And we still got to go out to lunch today and like enjoy the day. It was just, dude, it was perfect.
Just very good. I'm glad
Yep.
you guys got to enjoy that together today. That's very nice.
And then, of course, we get to come home to watching Uncle Donnie get sworn in.
Yes, so I did watch it. I watched I didn't see like Elon and anybody else speak. I restarted it from.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of it yet. I've seen bits and pieces so
from,
far.
Like, when all the bigger names come in, the very important, the actual people involved in it coming in.
Correct.
And it went well with the exception of the sound fucking up before Carrie Underwood started singing. I guess something happened with the track. For her doing America the Beautiful. It wasn't her fault. But they already had the band there, the live band. They should have just picked up the slack, but she did it a cappella. And then the chorus that they had there, the servicemen and women chorus, were there, and they joined in, and it was actually a very well done rendition of it. But yeah, so I watched that. It was fucking hilarious to see Sleepy Joe and Kamala sitting there and not.
Wasn't that just beautiful?
Not standing up once.
Nope.
To applaud Trump for anything. The only time they clapped is when he was taking the podium. And
when he literally took the oath.
And then when he was leaving. When
Yep.
he was done with his speech. Then they stood up. But yeah. It looked like Joe fell asleep during one part to me.
Oh, of course. Sleepy Joe, that train's never late.
Bill Clinton's
just ask Angelo, baby.
Yeah. Bill Clinton's got some weird thing going on where he's got doing this with his mouth the whole time.
He's got face AIDS from Epstein Island.
I don't know what he's doing.
It's like that. It's that weird. It's a weird disease he contracted from all the underage poontang.
Probably, or maybe don't stick cigars in vaginas.
I mean that part. That I can get on board with. I'm not gonna lie. Like that sounds actually pretty baller to me. But
you know what? I did.
Especially when you're just an intern and you're the most powerful man in the world. You're like, sup, baby.
I am gonna have a cigar on this night, like we did, like I did on election night, because it's few and far between.
I'm gonna have one, but I have to do it off camera because if I do it on camera, I can get in trouble at work. Because technically we're not supposed to smoke, but
not anything, not even tobacco products.
No, I guess there's a clause in our contract that says like we're supposed to refrain from like nicotine and tobacco products, and we get paid for it. So you can get kind of jammed up for that. Even though I've been to plenty of charity golf tournaments and been sitting there with my
on the links like nobody's business.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like when my boss's bosses asked me to borrow my lighter and my cigar clipper, like. What am I gonna do? Tell him no? He sees me smoking it. He's like, I know you have all this shit. Just hook it up. I'm like, all right, man. Here you go.
Yeah, look, we're
still bust my balls.
This isn't gonna. This is off the record, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a golf tournament. Everybody knows what goes on. It's debauchery to the fullest. But no, I will enjoy a fine Stogue at some point, either tonight or tomorrow, because it'll be a birthday Stogue / Uncle Donnie Stogue. Like, I'm just so fucking happy to know that, everybody said it back, 4 years ago, like, oh, it's so nice to have the adults back in the room. And we're like, what do you mean the adults? Like, no, like, you guys got the fucking people who are shitting their depends back in the room, not the adults. Like, now the adults are in the room.
Yes.
And shit's getting done. Like, things are actually getting done. Like, 1,500 people are getting out of prison this week who have been wrongfully imprisoned. The southern border is being secured as we speak. Cartels are being deemed, terrorist organizations.
International terrorists, or as they should have
Like
always
the
been.
Lincoln Riley Act was just passed.
Mm-hmm.
78 Biden era fucking executive orders were undone with a swipe of one fucking pen. You know, the Justice Department is being de-weaponized like as we speak.
China will no longer control the Panama Canal.
Right, like things are actually fucking coming up. Like you said, shit's coming on Millhouse, baby. Like,
exactly. And if he didn't sign any of those specifically today, a lot of which he already did, it's all coming in within this week. Or
yeah, and I can't wait for that fucking for the removal of the federal income tax on overtime. Like that is, I mean, that right there is a fucking game changer, dude. Absolutely. Anybody like in our, especially in our world, our walks of life where we work overtime and we're pretty heavily dependent upon it, bro. No federal tax on overtime. That's big.
That makes it worth it.
Dude, it doesn't make it worth it. That makes it like, oh my god, like I'm actually gonna take this now because I guess to your point, it makes it worth it.
Like, well, but at least like when I was working for the railroad, if I worked past, they try to keep us capped at least in our department at 50.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean, if an emergency calls for it, there's only a handful of us that are capable and certified to do what we had to do. I might get over 50 hours. But at a certain point, I think it was around like 52-ish, 55-ish. It didn't. Now that puts me into a new tax bracket. It made it so I didn't. Me working those extra hours didn't mean anything.
Well, yeah, if you go over, so like the way it works is like we have the same thing too. Like if you go over a certain amount of overtime, because the way like the way that the tax system works right now,
just got taxed more.
Yeah, it taxes you more because basically what it does, it takes your one check, right? So like, say you work like I think the sweet spot was like, I want to say like 40 hours of overtime or 50 hours of overtime was the sweet spot where like you wouldn't get taxed on a higher. The only thing is, so what's funny is like, and what's a common misconception about that, I guess, people think like, oh, you get taxed more if you work more. No, like you get more taken out of that check. But when they adjust it at the end of the year, you'll get it back because what they're doing is just projecting, it's prorating it. So they're thinking like, oh, this is how much money you're going to make now for the rest of the year based on this check. So we're going to tax it based on what you would make if this was your check every week. And if it's not right, we'll give it back to you. So yeah, it does take more out in the short term, but you get it back in April when you file. So,
which is I usually claim one.
Yeah,
I get a little bit.
I claim the low. I have them take the most out.
Yeah, same.
That way I don't owe because I don't ever want to owe. That's a scary thought to me.
I've never had to owe to the federal, to the state. I have because unemployment overpaid me one year. This was about a decade ago.
Ooh.
And I'm still getting hit by that. It's like you made that mistake. I didn't.
Oh, they don't give a fuck.
I didn't request more additional funds. You guys had a clerical error. And I didn't even.
Bank error in your favor. Collect $200. Wrong.
Yeah, now it's go to jail directly. Well, not really.
Yeah,
it's like
go directly to jail. Do not pass go.
State refund.
Fuck you.
For X amount of years, basically. But state refund's always smaller than federal anyway, so.
Right.
Not that.
Yeah, I mean,
deal,
typically.
Still, that's still a few $100s that is always useful.
Listen, man, it's my money. I work for it. Fucking give it to me. Fuck you. Straight up, just fuck you. It's my money. Taxation is theft. We all know this. We started this war over taxes one time. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called the Revolutionary War. Kind of gave birth to our country. Weird thing, funny thing, little blip in history. Kind of changed the course of the world, but whatever.
A little bit.
Now it's just like we bend over and we just get taxed on tax on tax on tax on tax, and it's like, dog, 60% of your money is taxed, like paid in taxes. You make. Every $100 you make, $56 of it goes to taxes. It's fucking wild.
And the people that are the most
it's plumb wild.
Conservatives in the conservative mindset are oddly enough pro-government when it comes to all those kind of policies and bullshit. And they don't realize it.
Yeah, it depends. Like I'm pro. Listen, I'm fine paying taxes for the military. Defense, some basic infrastructure shit like that. But as far as all that other shit goes, nah, it should all be privatized, dude. Private is the way. I mean, look at NASA, right? It took NASA how long? Like NASA's been fucking like funny fucking around with space exploration for the last like 60, 70 years. And they only accomplished so much. Elon's been doing it for what, 2 decades tops, a decade and a half. And he's already accomplished more than NASA has in the last 50 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the power of private. Like, when there's an incentive and there's money, and, you know, I don't know if you listen to Thomas Sowell or at all, but, or listen to, like, some of his recordings, but he's one of those, he's, you know, one of these economists, and he's like, you know, the problem with government is it's other people spending other people's money on things that they don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I'm going to give you, say I give you, like, I'm like, Trav, I'm like, here's a bank account with $100,000 in it. You got to spend it on, it's supposed to be for whatever, fixing fucking potholes. But there's only $25,000 worth of potholes to fix. But you got to spend all of it. Otherwise, we're going to look at your budget next year and say, oh, all right, well, you don't need 100,000. You only need 25,000. You're going to find something to spend that fucking money on, right? Like those potholes now that would usually cost 25 grand to fill. You're going to find a way to overpay people and create different jobs and different things and different shit to make it cost 100,000 because you know that you get that money to spend.
Yeah, why did
and you get to pay your buddies and hook everybody up?
Why was it all hookers filling these potholes in scantily clad outfits? And there was
right. I mean, it's like
spend the money.
It's like the unions. You know, it's like union jobs. Like, you know, when there was like that whole I forget how I forget the exact example of it, but it was like, you know, unions forced like government or like force the government to hire them for union jobs, even though like union jobs, like, so like say like that you're gonna like redo a project, right? Like say you're gonna redo Section 8 housing, and they're like, all right, we're gonna renovate all these housing, and they want to give the jobs to all those people that live there because they're gonna create all these jobs amongst the people that live there, and they're like, well, no, it needs to go to these guys. The unions will force their way in there to get the union labor to work for 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money because, well, it's liability, it's this, it's skills, it's that, it's da-da-da-da. Like, it's all this bullshit. And it's kind of a fucking scam, you know, and that's why, like, all these, like, these unions that get in bed with the government, that's basically the mafia, you know, like, it's all just fucking, it's all just a racket, dude. It's spending other people's money on shit that you don't have to be held accountable for. And you don't have to give a shit. So, of course, it's going to be inefficient and expensive, and there's going to be a lot of bloat, and it's not going to be the most cost-effective thing that you could do.
That's just the way it's set up, unfortunately.
Always has been. It's like the spaceman. Always has been.
Exactly, always has been. Now we'll see, you know, how things can change in, you know, the years, days, weeks, months, and years going forward. Now after this day. This historic day. I can finally say again that I'm proud to be an American.
It just, dude, it feels so fucking good to know that we have one ass-kicking motherfucker in the White House who is not going to take shit from anybody. Like, it's got to be how our parents felt when Reagan got elected after Carter. Like, this is going to be the same feeling. Like, just based on my parents' reaction, because obviously they're, you know, twice my age, they've seen twice as much shit, twice as much experience, twice as much knowledge, and everything else, to see how happy they are and how excited they are for the direction of this country for the first time. I mean, listen, I remember my dad telling me when Bill Clinton first got elected, and he was like, I remember my dad, I was, what were we, in 6th grade? Was that 96?
I was in elementary school.
Yeah, so it was 92. It was 92.
92. He took office in 93, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, he took so the 92 election, and I was in elementary school, and I remember my dad sitting there going like, "Holy shit!" Like, it was the first time my dad realized. So my dad, let's see, my dad's what? He's gonna be 70 this year. So he was in 92, what, 30 something? He was in his 30s.
Yep.
And he was like, "Holy shit! They're putting this guy in the White House. Like, there is no election." He's like, George Bush has no fucking chance of winning re-election. He's like, this is over. and it started with like the don't stop thinking about tomorrow, and like they
got
start
Fleetwood
like
Mac.
yup, they start pumping the fucking music, and he's the cool hip saxophone playing guy
He
with the
went on
guitar,
Arsenio Hall and played saxophone.
Yup, like,
Everybody
and
loves him.
the media put him in the White House. And that was the first time I remember, like, in my life. In 1992, I was in second grade, Mrs. Millette's class, and my dad's like, "Holy shit, this is fucking rigged." Like, he's like, "It's not rigged," but he's like, "But the coverage was so skewed to one side, it was basically rigged." And my dad called it out, and it stuck with me forever. And then 96, same thing. Everybody was just like, sucking Clinton's balls because, oh, the economy, because it's like, oh my God, the internet became a thing. And it was like, oh, look at the economy. No shit. But it became so evident as time progressed, like how the media and the elites would basically, they were selecting the presidents. Like, it wasn't an election, it was a selection. And we were just given the illusion of having an election. Today feels like the American people took back what was rightfully ours.
Yeah, what was stolen
Like,
from us.
what was stolen from us in 2020. And I'm glad in a way 2020 happened now. It was worth, I'm not going to say it was worth the 4 years of misery, because that remains yet to be seen.
Well, because we need to rebuild and regain.
Right, and we have to see what comes of this, because if we go 4 years at Trump, and then let's say, I don't know, in 20, by my 44th birthday, President Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is being sworn in. Well, we've just unfucked everything. Like, we're fucked. Like, we've undone everything we thought we had accomplished.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be the case. I think J.D. Vance is obviously going to be the next president. I think we've got 12 years of a Republican presidency.
There's a very good chance of that happening, yes.
I think J.D. Vance is the next president of the United States. He will be the 48th president, and it will be glorious.
Next, Republican candidate, hands down.
Right, and that's the thing too, is like, we want to keep this going, right? So like, immediately today, like, I'm thinking like, okay, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, as a party, as a country, and not even as a political party, just as a country, we still got a lot of work ahead of us.
As a nation.
And like being able to call people like retarded faggots is apparently back on the table.
Never stopped doing it anyways, but
I obviously never stopped. I think I said it yesterday. I think I said it in a thread on one of our good friends' posts yesterday, about the TikTok ban, which wasn't a ban at all. Trump was just like, nah, chill. Like, TikTok's not going anywhere. But you're going to become an American company if you're going to exist in America, which is fine by me.
Yeah.
Again,
have
like,
their whatever social media platform outlet, whatever they want to do, they can continue to be hack frauds and lip sync to songs that they didn't write.
Listen, man, as long as it puts America first, I don't really fucking care. Just America first, baby. That's the reason I elected this man. That's the reason I voted for this man.
Yes.
Put America first. So to see like all this shit like coming out, and like, we've got a lot of work to do. There's a lot more. And immediately, like today, I told my wife, like, my attention now is 100% on the midterms. Like, the first 100 days are great, but we got to smoke these midterms. Like, we've got to keep this same energy that we had for this election rolling over the next year and a half.
Absolutely. Yeah, the job's not done. The first phase of it is. Now it's
right. This is phase one.
Action, and we got to be diligent about retaining and
we got to be resilient.
Regaining power. Yes, be resilient. And quick shout out to my friend Sparks Dog. Thanks for jumping in the chat real quick there, and he also subbed. Thank you so much.
Word.
You're a gentleman and a scholar. But
absolutely.
So the inauguration, it went well. Trump gave a great speech. I thought it was funny that I did happen to see it looked like the Paul brothers were in attendance in the crowd. I caught them. And of course, Elon's behind Trump, and I peeped Jeff Bezos' bald head there, which it is what it is. But I think going forward, he put out the message there during his acceptance speech. Not acceptance, inauguration speech.
Acceptance speech.
About, putting America first, making us truly great again, and greater. So I think he has the best, plan going forward. That's why I voted for him a third time. And in a way, I was gonna bring it up too. How you just mentioned it. It does him winning it now and not in 2020 almost makes this seem a little bit better. Not and that's not to diminish all the shit that we went through.
Right. It was
That we're still currently dealing with because he didn't win in 2020. But
to like kind of put it.
it's vindication, and it's like, okay, now he has more capabilities. He's not going to be handcuffed as much. Let the man cook. Let him do what he's initially set out to do. Exactly. And let's get back on track.
And that's, I think that's a good. And again, like to not put it like I don't want to put this lightly because I feel like comparing politics to sports does it a grave injustice because sports is so insignificant in the great scheme of things. But it's a lot like the 03 Red Sox, right? Like without the 04 isn't nearly as sweet without 03, right? Like we needed Aaron Bleepin Boone to fucking hit that home run in Game 7 in order to, and then fall down 03 in order to make 04 like that sweet, right?
And also, the way they did it in 04 too. We already talked about this at length. During the anniversary, but to do it historically, and that's what Trump did.
Right.
He made it historic the way that he won this election.
Exactly. And again, I don't like to draw those parallels because sports and politics, I feel like people are making them too similar. Like it's like you're on one side or the other. It's like two teams and that's it, and you can only be on one. But the point I'm making is like this 2024 election basically shows everybody or proves to like beyond a reasonable doubt that the 2020 election was rigged and stolen in every sense of the word. I mean, and I'm not talking like stuffed ballot boxes or fake votes or any shit like that. Like the way the media was rigged. Mark Zuckerberg coming out and basically saying like, yeah, we were pressured by the Biden administration to suppress certain things. YouTube, Google, Twitter, back when Jack Dorsey still owned it. Like all these things, like all this stuff is coming to light now, and I get a lot of people are coming to heel to Trump because they're like, oh fuck, like we didn't think this was going to happen. Like we thought we were free and clear, and everything was all good, and we were just playing the game.
On the right side of history, though.
Yeah, right. I mean, don't they always? And then to find out they're like, oh shit, like fuck, like the other shoe dropped, and it's like, now they're like, hey, we did kind of fuck that up a little bit, and it's like, yeah, no shit, like we told you were fucking up when you were doing it, and they're like, but we were pressured. It's like, yeah, but you have no spine, you're a jellyfish, like you just do whatever way the wind blows, you go. And you thought this was the right idea. You didn't stand up for it. And that's why, like, and not to bring myself into it, but like on roll one, seat one, like we had a disagreement with some people that we were working with that were helping us produce the show. And they wanted us to talk about certain things and not say certain things. And I said, no, absolutely not. And that ended a relationship that we had with these guys that were really good for the show, that were really helping us out. And I said, no, I said, we're not bending the knee. I said, because when the pendulum comes back the other way, I don't want to have to flip-flop. I want to be able to say I was on this side the whole time.
Yeah, you're staying true to your convictions. And
and when that pendulum does swing back, and it will, we will have nothing to worry about. And they didn't see it that way. They thought the pendulum was swung the other way, it was long gone, and that was the end of it.
That's them being short-sighted about it.
And that's what I said. And that's why they're not with us anymore, and we're not with them. And listen, I'm not going to say it's all for the better. They did a lot of good stuff for us, but I would have liked that relationship to continue. But unfortunately, like people like that, you can't continue to grow with because, like you said, Trav, they're so short-sighted. And that's the problem with liberals is they see 2 feet in front of their face. They don't see beyond 5 steps down the road. And just a simple, like I said, the TikTok ban thing. The amount of people that have no fucking idea what that was all about or what was going on with that is amazing to me. I only know, I would say, not even half of it, right? Maybe a third of the story.
Same, because I'm not on the platform.
Because I don't use it. I really don't fucking care. I am interested in free speech and
absolutely.
how things get, what's allowed, what's not. And from a capitalist standpoint, is this blurring some lines? But you do have to take into account national security. And it's like, okay, well, there are rules in the United States that like foreign governments can't recruit American companies to do their bidding for them, behind the scenes. Like, that's a national security issue. Like, that's the sanctity of the United States. Like, nope, can't have that. So it boils down to a lot more than people are just like, oh, people just don't like TikTok because it lets, lazy Gen Zers get rich real quick. And it's like, no. No one has any fucking problem with you getting rich quick. Like that's exactly what America's all about. That's what we're built on. That's what we're founded on. Like, that's the American fucking dream, you dipshits.
Yeah, I don't think people are doing that. And
no,
get a giant following of other idiots that think that
Right.
they're entertaining. And
Do we think you're all fucking dumb? Yes.
So the percentage of those people that actually do make anything off of that is incredibly low and hard to accomplish.
Exactly.
Same with
But I have friends. I have friends, like close friends, that do pretty well, that actually turn an income on TikTok videos and get free products and free shit. I mean, like one of our friends gave my wife like a free treadmill because she got it sent to her, and she was like, they were like, hey, we like your channel. Do you want to sample our product? And she was like, sure. And they sent her like this free like treadmill, and it's down in my living room right now.
Yeah,
like, and my wife uses it almost every day. And it was given to us by a friend who reviewed it, did her thing, and then gave it to my wife. She was like, yeah, this thing's great, awesome, check it out. And then did a video of her giving it to my wife and surprising her with it. Like, and it got like, thousands of views. And the company was super happy about it. Like, they put their shit out there. People clicked on the link and bought it. Great. Cool. Like, but at the end of the day, don't ever get it twisted. Like, you are the product. You're not buying the product, you are the product. So you got to kind of fucking, keep shit in perspective, right? Like, but the amount of people that were so misinformed about the TikTok ban and everything else, and it's like, well, no, TikTok's not being banned at all. Like, it was just that's dependent upon who enforces it. And they're like, no, Trump just wanted to ban it. He started banning it just so he could save it, and then they look like a hero. It's like, no. No, that's not how that worked at all.
Yeah, I believe it was shut down here in the States briefly. Yes,
for like 9 hours.
And yeah, which is
because TikTok opted to shut down.
Yeah,
not because anybody forced them to.
And then they reached an agreement with our government, and they're going to have to play ball now. So there you have it. It's because Trump. He wanted to shut it down, so all the nefarious bullshit is stripped away from it. That's all he cared about. He didn't care about people making videos and making money. He's the last person that would care about that as an entrepreneur himself.
Of course.
So he just wanted it so it's above the board, and its users' information isn't being sold to companies and used for God knows what.
Right.
So
and that's the thing.
It's how that happens, how that works out now that it's reinstated again. But
it's right. It's the information that's being sold and extorted. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, listen, we all knew back in 2020 when TikTok really took off because of COVID, and everybody was stuck at home, and TikTok became a thing. And we had all the dancing nurses and all their silly shit. But like we knew that was the thing. Like when TikTok became a thing, we all knew it was this like Chinese run fucking. It was basically spying on Americans. Like we all knew that. We just didn't care because it was a cool fucking little app, and it let us be entertained, and we were very fine with that.
And nobody reads the actual user agreements that they.
Of course not. It's like
it's
the human centipede.
Dude, Newman taught. Yeah, exactly. Exactly like that. But yeah, new Call of Duty.
Why won't it read? Damn it!
It just won't read. It can do everything, but it can't read. We gotta sign up to play this game. All right, yeah, I'm agreeing to it. I'm not reading that shit. Just get me in the fucking lobby so I can.
Right. Oh, it's like you're chat banned for 9 months. Why? Well, because the TOS that you agreed to says that we can chat ban you for 9 months if you do X, Y, or Z. You did X, Y, Z, and P. You're chat banned. Like, well, that's stupid. It's like, but you agreed to it.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't know that. I wouldn't agree to that. It's like, But they don't give you a choice either, right? Like
it's either you
let's be honest.
agree to it or you're not doing this thing.
Right, either agree to it or you're not using our app. Period.
Using our app, playing our game, having this job, whatever it may be.
Yeah. It's not rocket appliances, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. NASA owns space, Ricky.
NASA. Yeah. Heard they sent a Sam Squanch up there once.
It's all water under the fridge, you know?
Send them up there for smokes and pepperoni sticks.
Let's go, boys. Smokes. Come on, Corey and Trevor. Let's go.
Come on,
Smokes. Hey, don't be talking bad about Prisoner. We got a lot of good friends in there. Fucking love that show.
I haven't revisited it in a while. I haven't watched it since I think before the actor who played Leahy passed.
Oh, dude. I
don't know if I want to go into it now that I know that he's gone.
Not having Leahy is tough. Leahy was like it's like watching Archer after the what's her name did Mallory's voice died.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like oh, they had to kill off Mallory because there was because the voice actor, the lady who did her voice died in real life, and you're like,
and they didn't be like, well, we'll just get somebody to replace her. That
no. Have you tried watching the new Rick and Morty's?
No, because I don't like the way that they got rid of Justin Roiland. It was bullshit. It was all hearsay, and then it turned out to be nothing.
And it's not the same. Like I can't watch it. The voices aren't the same. I'm like, nope. It'd be like if they kicked Trey Parker off South Park. It'd be like
the show's over now.
Nah,
Rick and Morty, because
show's over.
Was the majority of the voice acting there, at least for the main characters, and
he was Rick and Morty.
Creative. He was the show, not just
right. So can't do that. Can't do it. But back to the whole TikTok thing, you know. It just I don't know. I think it puts on display and makes a perfect example out of like people who just take bits and phrases and half truths and pieces of information and act like they have the whole story. And it's like, well, no, you don't. I don't have the whole story, but I'm not saying I do. But I do have like a third or maybe even close to half of the story, which is more than what you have. Because I went and actually took the time to do the research and the homework.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like maybe fuck off and stop acting so pie, like so fucking pompous about it. Like you're not that fucking smart. Like trust me, I know you. Like and this is like, and I'm speaking this like to people who I personally know. Like I know you guys. You're not that fucking intelligent. Like you got less of an education than I did, for fuck's sake, and I'm a dumb fuck. Like I paid 40 grand for a useless fucking diploma, but I still got that useless fucking diploma.
Yeah.
You know, like
you at least got it. You would
like I did something, which is more than dropping out of BCC after a fucking semester and a half when we were fucking 19. Like come on, like you're not smart of me. Like it's just not. I'm not saying you're not intelligent, you're not capable, but like also you're fucking lazy. And
that's the biggest part. They're not putting in the effort. Like even you are admitting, okay, yeah, I did some research and I still don't know everything about it, but you
correct
less than that and know less than I do, and you're acting like you know more. And I'm proving you wrong left and right, and you can't come to terms with it. It's sad. It's very sad.
Sad, loser mentality.
Loser mentality. You're nothing but a bunch of clowns, all right?
Bunch of you might as well be from China. I cannot fucking wait for the like. That's I think my favorite fucking part is like next year's like State of the Union address. He's like, and China, and like all the China. Do you see Jim Acosta got reassigned? He's not going to be part of the White House press pool. From CNN? Yeah, he's not going to be in there, which is fucking great. I find that fucking hilarious. I hope Trump just goes fucking scorched earth on every fucking reporter. Like, not that he didn't used to, but like he was also running for, he had a re-election to worry about. I hope he just like takes the gloves all the way off.
I can't run again. I'm in. This is it.
Yeah, and just like, it just looks like someone like what was her name? What was the dumb broad from MSNBC.
That could be anyone on that fucking network.
Oh my god, dude. What was her name? Hold on.
Not Maddow.
Nope.
But I mean, she's on the list.
Let me see. Wait. She was the black chick.
Oh, you mean for Biden?
Amini. No. Oh my god, dude.
You mean
Yamiche Alcindor.
Okay, yeah,
Yamiche Alcindor.
Press secretary for Biden after Jen.
No, not KGP. Not Queen Great Pond.
Right.
Yeah, and I love how she tried to throw herself like a little going away party, and everybody was like, nobody was having it.
I don't even care. I'm not even gonna look that up. I'm not.
She tried to throw herself a bouquet, and was talking about glass ceilings and how she's the first of her kind, and I hope
DEI hire
I hope little girls look at me and be like, I can be a black lesbian. Buckwheat looking little motherfucker and still be the press secretary of the White House, even though I'm the worst fucking press secretary of all time.
How'd that work out for the Harvard president that was exposed as
shit. They caught fucking plagiarizing and cheating and fucking all that shit.
Like, how does plagiarism, especially at that level of
academics,
you just became manager of a Subway or something. You're the president of Harvard. And nobody sought to look that up until
what's fucked too is like
pretty soon, because she was only as president there at the university for 6 months.
And that's what pisses me off about higher education and academics is I was constantly being reminded that I could be expelled from school forever
for anything,
for plagiarism.
Oh yeah,
and all this shit, and you're like, if you don't cite this right, it's like, and I mean, when they get nasty about citing sources, like what it was MLA versus APA, whatever format they wanted you to use, like the science department had their own format, communications had their own, business had their own, all this shit had their own different ways of citing information. I was a comms guy, so everything was MLA, and when I went into a science class and I cited shit in an MLA style, my teacher literally told me, she's like, I can have you fucking expelled for this, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And now keep in mind, this is an anthropology class. We showed up to the classroom the first day of school, and she's like, you don't need to show up here again. Everything's going to be online. I'm like, okay, cool, paying $8,000 for this course, but whatever. No big deal. I just need the credit, the easy grade. I wrote the paper and I did everything the way I was accustomed to doing it, which was MLA format.
You just didn't
she wanted it in some other format that I'd never heard of before, because that's how the science department did it. And I'm like, ma'am, I was like, no disrespect. I was like, I'm a comms guy. This is how we cite shit in the fucking communications department. I don't know what you're talking about. If you want to come to class and show me how you want this shit cited, I will gladly show up
and how it fucking
and let you teach me how to do that. But because you're so fucking lazy that you don't want to show up to school, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I think you're just going to let me cite this in MLA format, and you're going to give me the passing fucking grade that I deserve. And if you threaten me with expulsion again, I'm going to the dean.
Yeah,
and that was the end of it. She gave me like a B minus in the class because all I needed to pass college. That was the end of it. I was like, fuck you.
Proud of your boy on that one, Joey. And also I can understand her not liking the form because they do a certain thing a certain way that maybe that's like on equivalency of
sure.
Oh, I'm a librarian and you're coming in here and you're trying to organize something in other than the Dewey Decimal System. Okay,
right,
fair. But
you're in my sandbox, learn my rules.
If you have all the pertinent information there, that should be fine. And also, is she actually going to check all in every one of their students' citations? That would take forever.
Right. And it's not like I was just like taking shit as my own. Like I was citing everything.
Yeah, it's not like you're like, This
I was clearly
came from a Bazooka Joe comic, and like
like I was clearly giving credit to the fucking proper author. She just didn't like the way I was typing the words and the parentheses at the end of the quote. Like that was the only. And then, but the thing that got me about that was the threat of expulsion. Like I had been on academic probation. I'd been threatened to be kicked out of college. You know what I mean? Like I'd gone down that road. Yeah, like I'd gone down that road before. Like I wasn't having it. Like I was like, oh hell no! Like I already fought to get here. This is my final semester of college. Like I already fought to get here. But through I was like, I remember my counselor, my guidance counselor, if you will, in college. Great dude in Bridgewater. Love him. Beyond was his name. He's fucking awesome. One of the greatest guys ever. I got put on academic probation my first semester there when I was playing football because I wasn't paying attention to school. I was worried about playing football. And I got put on academic probation. I got off of it the next semester, and I thought, like, okay, cool. Like I'm off. No big deal. What I didn't know about academic probation is like if you went back on academic probation, you get kicked out. Like you get to go on it once, and that was it. Like and then that was the end of your road. Like so. I get to the second to last semester. I'm coming up in the spring semester. I was going to graduate in December because the way I did things, it was like 3/4 time, whatever. No big deal. Long story short, I get put on academic probation after the spring semester going into the summer. And I get the letter saying like, we want you to take a semester off, reassess your goals, everything, all this shit. Basically, they kicked me out of school. And I'm like, I got like six credits left to graduate. I'm like, no, hell no. And now I'm also like I'm up against it too, where I'm like, I can't fucking tell my wife, my future wife, my girlfriend at the time, who is going to grad school, working her fucking ass off, like working full time, working in grad school, and doing like her extracurricular like volunteer work like clinics and shit like that. That I could maintain a high enough GPA, taking 3 classes a semester, a fucking bullshit fluff. Like the embarrassment of that alone was like just too much for me to bear. So I was like, nope. So I went to my counselor. I ended up fighting it, and my counselor was like, I have never seen anybody win this fight. Just so you know, he's like, this is a long shot. And I'm like, all right. I wrote a letter basically said like, look, I got 6 credits left. If I take this semester off, I'm never coming back. I'm never getting my degree. It's a lost cause. I need to be here in the fall. What do I need to do? Blah blah blah. I was one of like I want to say like 3 people that won that case in like I want to say like a 10-year period or some shit like that. Like it was so rare that they let me back in. And I was like, listen, I just want to finish. Like, I'm this close to being done. Let me finish.
You guys
get out of
here. Let me just get this fucking piece of paper.
And they were like, fine, but you gotta go to like these meetings like once a month and all this shit. I was like, sure. I went to like the first 2 meetings. The counselor that I went to meet with was like, yeah, your grades are fine. Like, you're good. Don't fucking come back. I got you. You're fine. Just don't fuck up. And I'm like, okay, cool. It was such a fucking joke. So then to see the CEO of the dean of Harvard get fired for doing exactly the same shit, like that they're holding these kids to, it just chapped my fucking ass. And of course, it's a fucking DEI hire. And I didn't know enough back at the time to like start even look into shit like that. Like who's threatening me? Who's telling me I'm not going to be here? Who's pushing me out? Like who's trying to it wasn't prominent issue at the time. That's why this whole long story.
Ulterior motive, like this seems seems way too harsh for what I actually did, which isn't anything.
Right. And even my wife
experienced
it. Like my wife when she was a biology major at Holy Cross for her undergrad, and she was like threatened with it. And she's like, no. Like, and she had to fight it. Like it's a big deal. Like people will come down on you for plagiarism in college. Like it is the end of the fucking world. Like and don't get me wrong, it's a big fucking deal. You shouldn't be allowed to copy somebody else's work. That's bullshit. But the way they frame it, like they threaten you with basically like execution.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there is no other way. So to see the dean of Harvard get blown up for that.
Because they obviously didn't properly vet her, because that wasn't her acceptance speech. That was a paper that she wrote while she was in college, or at least like post-grad. Like, she was already known. I think.
She was very well established at that point.
It was an academic paper that she presented and plagiarized.
And they just
exactly, but it's
and they were like whatever. No big deal. Just fucking who cares? You check all the boxes, you're fine. You know. And so again,
immigrant family, mom, dad, nothing, came here from Haiti. Great story. Let's. Yep, she's the next president.
That's a great story. That checks a lot of boxes. That'll look good in the press. You know, we can make that look good. We kicked all the Asians out. And now we got this Haitian immigrant who's the dean. Like what a success story.
It's too many Asians.
Yeah. I mean, God damn, imagine being Asian in society. Like, God, it's like, I'm sorry. I have a better IQ and work ethic than you. Fuck, guess I'll go fuck myself.
I'm so much better at math than you, like inherently. I can't help it. It's just
do math.
Yeah.
It's just nuts to me, but like to see like, but again, to come back to the Korean Grey Poupon thing. You know, the DEI hires, like, to see her like giving herself, like throwing herself a bouquet, and nobody else like reciprocating it was fucking hilarious. It's actually worth a watch because it's so fucking cringy that
I might
it's so beyond pathetic.
Like Schadenfreude, like taking joy in somebody else's misery.
I took so much joy in this, and like I don't ever wish death upon anyone. I think it's wrong. But God damn, the day Joe Biden kicks the bucket, I pop a fucking bottle. Like I don't know that there's anyone in politics I hate more than Joe Biden. And this dates back to like 2005 when he was still just some fucking schmuck senator from Delaware, like before he was Barack Obama's running mate. And he was
just been a fucking slime ball. Like,
dude, like go back and watch
congressional. Like,
like
never got anything done.
Never. All he did was sit there and just fucking blow hard in fucking Congress, like especially during the steroid hearings for baseball in 2005, like Rafael Palmeiro, McGuire, and all them. And he's like pointing the finger at them, and he's like, I was good at baseball, and I didn't make it because guy and I guys were doing stuff. You know, and it's guys like you that kept me from realizing my dream of becoming a pro baseball player. It's like, Shut the fuck up, dude. Like
in the pimp corn pop, y'all held me back because you're on the
Right. It's like fuck you. You had a wet noodle for an arm. You had no fucking reflexes. You're fucking 145 pounds soaking wet. You can't hit a baseball. Shut the fuck up. Like you weren't. No. It wasn't. You did not make your college team because somebody else was using steroids and you weren't. Fuck out of here, dude. So I've hated Joe Biden. Like for at least that long, like 2005, when I really like developed a disdain for Joe Biden.
Like, oh, Well,
it was the first time I ever heard of him. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't give a shit. In 2005, dude, I was fucking 20 years old and delivering pizzas in college as part-time.
Like Obama, but before he ran for president, we here didn't really know who the fuck he was at all. Like, why?
Nobody did. Nobody knew before he was president. Like he was just some fucking junior senator from fucking Illinois. No.
Maybe some of the surrounding states in the Midwest did, but certainly not us over here.
No, not us. We didn't get that. He wasn't national news until they appointed him president.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need a black president. You get up there. You speak. Go do it. You know, then bash, and he did all the right things. Bash gay marriage and said all the right shit, and then totally changed his tune in 2008. I was like, just kidding, man. All that stuff I said. Don't even worry about it.
Hey, I'm a smooth talking half black guy.
I'm
just black enough where everyone likes me because I'm not threatening black. My mom's white, my dad's black. I am just what America will accept right now as a president in terms of not being white.
And here's my vice president, Joe Biden. I'm like, fuck that guy. I'm like, fuck this dude. I was like, at one point, I think I actually contemplated like maybe I will vote for this Obama guy. Like maybe it is time for change, and maybe we do need to shake things up. And then he appointed Joe Biden. And I was like, oh hell no. And everybody's like, why? What are you hung up on the vice president? Who cares? I'm like, nah, fuck that dude.
Trust me, this guy could be president someday, and by that time, his age is gonna be
no shit.
Like a big factor, and nobody's gonna know it. Admit it.
Right.
But
it was like I was like I remember telling somebody, I was like, Joe Biden is like he's the semi-pro football player that you run into at the Garden downtown, who's like wearing his like New Bedford Clippers. Yeah, it's like he's got his jersey on and his jacket on, and it's like, but he's not a real semi-pro football player. And he's sitting there waxing, like, you know, like caught 4 touchdowns in the game the other day. Like, I'd have been the next Randy Moss. You know, if my head coach in high school fucking hate me.
And it's like my toe one day, and then like the season. So
you know, my coach caught us like smoking weed one day. You know, even though with his kid, he blamed all of us, and his kid went on and did whatever, and like we all got benched. It's like, I'm sure it has nothing to do with it, like the fact that you go to be like 5'9", 160 pounds, and you were never going to amount to an NFL football player, but whatever.
Right.
Do you?
Years ago, you weren't in the shape you are in now, anyways. And
right. And meanwhile, you're sitting here
now, but you're also older.
You sit here in the garden slugging down garbage cans or whatever. like talking about how you caught 4 touchdowns in a semi-pro football game the other day, and you're like, man, if we could just be Middleborough one time, bro. I'm telling you, man, you fuck
that would have been my shot at the big time, brother.
Yeah, I could have gone pro, man. I'm that good. Yeah, sure you are, dude.
I would have been drafted by the Browns.
Yeah. That's Joe Biden. Like that's Joe Biden. Joe Biden's that guy. Like if Joe Biden was a career politician, he would be like the semi-pro football player who wears his shit around with his name on it, like out on a Friday night downtown. Like, yeah, man, like coach the team, bro. Come watch me play. It's like, I'm not gonna do that. Like you're a 31-year-old fucking washed up has been.
The funny thing about that comparison right now, too, to concerning Biden is he now sounds like a pro athlete, like a football player who has severe CTE whenever he speaks.
Which he, dementia's a crazy thing. You know.
He was interviewed recently. It was after the election happened. He was asked, "Oh, do you think you dropping out at all, or actually when you did, was a bad plan? Like, should you have run in the first place for re-election, or also was it bad for you to drop out when you did because it didn't give Kamala a lot of time to have a proper election run?" And he said, "I believe I could have beat Trump. Kamala could have beat Trump."
It's like
Kamala could. Did nobody inform him that she lost?
I heard that too. And I was like, I'm like, to me, it's just like I'm sitting here going like, okay, this guy,
he's because she was the only person against him in the election.
I mean, sure, she could have beat him, but she didn't.
So,
and honestly, I don't even know that she could have beat him. But neither here nor there. But I was like, this dude's fucking cooked, bro. And I said that. I heard that quote from him. And I was like, this guy has no fucking idea what way is up.
No,
like he is completely fucking gone.
So I'm not surprised or shocked.
He's been like that since 2020. Like, let's be honest. We knew this.
Yeah.
We knew this when he announced he was running against Trump in 2020, or at the end of 2019. We were like, yeah, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it was already very apparent to everyone else with a functioning brain that, all right, something's off here. He's only getting the nomination because of his tenure in politics, which also, again, not the fucking barometer we should be measuring this on.
Right. That's not a good thing.
What their policies are, what they plan to do.
Right.
Not what they have done, or in his case, hasn't done in the past, and all this other nonsense. It's the same with the reason why I don't like Bernie Sanders, another career politician.
Fucking hate Bernie Sanders. And I don't know what I hate more.
The working class like your entire life. Go.
Yeah, you've never been the working class. Fucking Once ago, like when he was up there grilling, I forget who it was the other day when he was trying to grill somebody. One of the confirmation hearings, and I'm listening to him talk, and I'm like, I don't know who I fucking hate more, Bernie Sanders or the people that actually support Bernie Sanders. Because I feel like in order to support Bernie Sanders, you've either got to be dumber than a box of rocks, or just like you just know. I prefer communism.
Yeah. Oh, but
like there's no
democratic socialism.
Yeah, there is no middle ground for Bernie Sanders. There's no like, he's got some good ideas on some shit, and the rest he's kind of a fucking weirdo. No, he is a fucking moron.
All of it stems back to straight up, Marxism, communism platforms.
Like when he was, what was he talking about? Like when how much for people who make the most to pay their fair share? And it's like, well, do you pay your fair share, Bernie? No, you don't.
Bernard?
No, you don't. You drive around in a fucking R8 and have like six houses, dude. Like you don't pay your fair share. You're a career politician. Shut the fuck up. Like, and that's the people that worship this guy. I just don't fucking understand it, dude.
Fucking loose granola in their pockets and they smell like patchouli. And
oh my god!
They don't want to work.
They're like, these fires in LA are the product of climate change. This is an existential threat. When will Donald Trump address that?
No.
Yeah. It's like no.
Measures should have been taken. Trump had already suggested it before these fires started.
Right. But those lesbian firefighters are doing a great job. 0% containment. Nice work.
No, they started the fires by scissoring their hairy vaginas together. Unfortunately, that's how it all occurred.
Scissor me.
So scissor me too.
Oh my god! It is just so. I'm just so happy that as of today, I never have to fucking hear Kamala Harris idiot fucking laugh again. I don't have to hear Joe Biden try and stumble through a fucking a coherent sentence. I don't have to listen to Kareem Jean porn. Fucking just I don't have to watch Buckwheat sit up there and just like lie boldly. And just not answer questions and just continue to tell lies. The president is very clear when he addressed that. It's like, but he didn't address that. Well, he will. And when he does, he will be very clear about it. It's like, you just said he did it, but then you didn't. But then he did. It's like
we all know that he won't. So what you
right, and then well, fuck you. Yeah. I'm just so fucking happy that today feels like we finally got our country back, like to a degree. Like we still got a long road ahead of us. We still got a lot of work to do. But today was the first step in a long line of major steps.
The J6 pardons was the icing on the cake for me today. It was like, hot damn, he did it. Like,
yeah. That was.
I know people
prime Trump right there.
I know people that are now going to be free because of this. Personal people, and I dude, there was a good chance. There was like a 75% chance I was going there that day myself.
No shit.
End up going.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have gone just because I'm not in the crowds and people. But the cause of it enough would have to stir me. You know.
Mm-hmm.
If I had known earlier.
Absolutely, like there's groups of guys going down from up here, and I almost went, but I didn't. I was like, I really can't take the day off from work. And
unfortunately, I get this pesky thing called life. It depends on my money, and need to be at work for that, and getting arrested.
By the time I did get out, because at that job I would get out because I'd start at like 5:30 in the morning. I'd get out on a good day at 1:30.
Yep.
So I got home in time to see all of it live on the news. And I was like, oh, man. I think one of my friends actually in the chat said it best. He's like, I have the world's most dangerous erection right now watching this. He's like, this is amazing. And then, of course, given the aftermath, I'm super glad I didn't go.
Right. Shit.
Right. I might not be here right now.
I mean, I laughed. I posted on Facebook about it. I was like, oh yeah. I'm watching all the shit go down at the Capitol. I'm like, yeah, ain't no fun when the rabbit gets the gun. You know. And everybody's like, you're disgusting, and you're and I'm like, who cares? I'm like, they're gonna break some windows and stand outside with some fucking signs. Who gives a shit? And then you start seeing people walking in, the national get shot. Oh shit, shit's getting real. And then the Brian Sicknick story comes out. And you're like, oh fuck, they clubbed the dude to death. And you're like, nah, never mind, that wasn't real. You know, and you just if you remain skeptical on that day, you were better off. And if you remain skeptical all these years later, you're still better off. You sound much smarter than everybody that sits there and like it was an insurrection. And I'm like, bro. I think we covered this a couple weeks ago. Like, this is the most armed civilian populace in the history of the world. Not one person brought a gun to an insurrection. Doesn't sound like much of an insurrection.
Pretty shitty.
Yeah.
This poor example of an insurrection.
Considering we committed the ultimate insurrection. By throwing some tea in a harbor one time, and basically being like, fuck you. That was insurrection.
The only way that could have been better is if it was actually done on British soil.
Right, because if we lose the Revolutionary War, it goes down in history as an insurrection. But because we won, it was a revolution. You know, so pick your poison. I mean, it's a word game. But it feels good, Trav, to be back. I feel like America is fucking back. I feel like I just clicked over to the national championship game at halftime. 21-7, by the way. Ohio State is beating up Notre Dame. And Uncle Donnie was giving a speech that he was giving during the game, during halftime of the game. So that was pretty cool. I'm gonna check that out after we get off here in a minute. But
yeah, we can if you need to.
Yeah, I would like to catch the second half of this game. I gotta take a piss and possibly eat some dinner. Which would be nice.
We can roll here for like 15 minutes. So
yeah, I hear you. So all right, well let's wrap it there. It's a good day to be a fucking American, bro. America is back. Uncle Donnie is back. We are back.
We are back. The future looks bright. All we can do is just maintain this momentum. Keep
future so bright. We gotta wear shades.
Stay exactly, and not because of a nuke.
No. Hopefully.
Because that's what this song was written about. But
right.
But yes, we can look forward to at least some a shred. Actually, more than a shred. We got a whole goddamn roll of toilet paper full of hope. And
yes, we do. And the best part about it is that this time the legacy mainstream media does not control the narrative. So it won't be like the first Trump presidency where everything was Trump's going to cause World War III. Trump's going to do everything's going to be bad. Everything's terrible. All this shit. Yeah. Nobody is listening to fucking Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon or Jim Acosta or Yamiche Alcindor. Nobody gives a fuck about those people anymore. They're all no one gives a shit about Joy Behar or The View or any of these people. It's all about Joe Rogan and Twitter and alternative media and shows like ours where people are allowed to speak freely again and talk about things that are actually happening. And that's the best part is that this narrative, this second era of the Trump presidency will not be determined by the powers that be. It will be written by the people.
Absolutely. I think, you kind of glossed over it earlier, and we will wrap up here. But one final thing here that you did touch upon briefly was like Zuck coming out and saying, oh yeah, we were oppressing that. Part of Trump's inauguration speech today was freedom of speech is back. We're bringing it back everywhere. Like full stop. Can we please bring it back to Call of Duty? God damn. Oh man, the old L360 lobby days.
Just bring it back to 0709 lobbies, please.
So good. But
make the mute button great again.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it, mute.
I might fucking test this out, and after we finish this stream up, I might hop on COD and see what I can get away with.
Yeah. Well, I saw a report today that
Activision
Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is down. Their player base is down 50%. And the biggest complaint is people want to be able to talk trash. And Activision was like, no.
Huh. Well, I'm still enjoying the multiplayer for what it is. It's pretty fun. And
I might go back to the COD before Black Ops 6, whatever that one was.
Cold War.
Yeah, I might just go back to that. Just play that. Because that was fun.
Yeah, hey, to each their own, man. It is what it is. But
yeah,
all right, bud.
Yeah, let's we'll America, baby. America is back. We'll be back next Monday night.
Yes,
8 o'clock. The adult table. Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
8-ish time, the adult table, of course. Again, thank you for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. Until
I'll be a man. 40.
Yeah. Oh shit! And that's right. And happy 40th.
Thank you.
Only Joey Fats here, man. Love you.
Been fun, Trav. I'll see you next week, bud.